I'm back again, y'all. We finna do episode 4, which is Cult Patrol of Doom Patrol. Now, y'all, is this Doom Patrol's definition of a filler episode? Is this how they gonna do their filler episodes? Cause if this is how they gonna do their filler episodes, all other TV shows, they need to learn from them. They need to learn from them. It was a slower pace, but not too much. We deviate from the main storyline, which is basically looking for the chief. But we got us a new character, and got some more craziness. Craziness, y'all. A big old blue eye in the sky. Craziness. Um, let's see. We got Mark Sheppard. I think a whole lot of y'all know him from Supernatural. That's Crowley. I love me some Mark Sheppard. He's one of my favorite actors. See, I remember him when he used to be on Leverage. Leverage was the shit. I'm so mad Leverage is gone. But I remember him when he was on Leverage. And when he got on Supernatural, he was like everybody's favorite demon / devil and everything. Cause he's a snarky motherfucker. I love him. And so now he is on here. He's playing I see people saying that, Doom Patrol got their own John Constantine and stuff like that. Cause he do got that swag like John Constantine. And but his name is Willoughby Kipling. He's a Knights Templar. But like they set up in the episode, he also a chaos magician. And I went on Wikipedia, which I'm looking at right now, because I ain't gonna lie, when I saw him, I thought he was part of, what is that group they call? Okay, in DC Comics, they got this group. They magicians, but they wear trench coats. I forgot what you call that, but it's like John Constantine, Phantom Stranger, and a couple of the motherfuckers. Timothy, what's his name? Hunter? And all that. But I thought he was one of them. So I was looking. So I'm looking through here, but it really don't say anything about him. So, okay, that says Kipling appears mostly in Doom Patrol comic book series. The character was originally intended to be a Vertigo Comics John Constantine and stuff. But at the time, DC Comics editorial policy forbade Constantine use for outside of Virgo continuity. Kipling was created as a substitute. So I guess he's what you call the poor man's Constantine. Okay, and was based upon Richard E. Grant's title character from the British cult film With Nail and I. He appears with the team, helping the team against various threats, such as the cult of the unwritten book, which is what we're dealing with in this episode, and the Candlemaker. He's a member of the Mystic Knights Templar. Okay, a coward who practices a bizarre form of black magic and is a self-proclaimed expert of the occult. Okay. So, with this episode, we're gonna see Jane finally stepping up. She taking baby steps, but them baby steps she's taking hold weight. And we also seeing, the dilemma between Robot Man and Jane. Okay, we saw the episode. We somewhere in Utah, 17 years ago, and there's this couple who basically celebrating their son's birthday. You see the first year birthday, little ass baby, and it goes some years later. The baby, arms are out, and you see writing markings on the child's skin. So it goes, newborn, toddler, preteen, grown. You might well just say grown. 18 birthday, 18, well, he's still a teenager. Teen is in it. But 18-year-old, and basically it's time for him to save the world. And you see, like, the parents had these hats, cows, and all that stuff with the big old eye and woo. And, she got the cake out. And she said, oh, fudge. It's like suburban, normal suburban nuclear family and shit. And she goes back in the kitchen to get the knife. Now, after that baby reached, I want to say adolescent, the dad been iffy. So I guess being that the book is fully written, he's telling his son, listen here. When the mom go in the kitchen to get the knife, he said, listen here, son, you not here to save the world. You're here to destroy it, baby. You need to run. Like that. And so the mama come back, slit the kid's throat. The boy, Paul, traumatized boy, get up and start running up the steps. And it shows that scene from last week that when they did the trailer for this episode, which I thought was so fucking funny. That mama got that cake. She going up the stairs. Said, Elliot, you better eat this goddamn motherfucking cake, Elliot. Like that. And Elliot trying to haul ass. So we go to the scene and we see Mark Sheppard. We see Willoughby Kipling. And he's in this hotel room with nothing but clocks. And each time the clocks alarm go off, something about to shake. So he's recording himself. He said, I got this sneaky suspicion that the book has been written and everything is a shit creek. And so the alarm clock hits again. And so he gets this book and start reading it. Next thing you know, on the side of the window and everything, you see these people cutting through the wall like it's paper. And come to find out these the nuns of the razor. They got these straight edge razors. I don't figure out how I want to dress for Halloween. I'm finna do a get up like that. Cause that whole cow shit, the hood and all that stuff and the big old razors, that's tight. So I don't figure out what I'm gonna dress for like Halloween. And so he reads from this book. And basically he reads a certain passage and them assassins or whatever, they get sucked into the book. So yeah, that pops off. So we see excuse me, y'all. We see Cyborg in his leader mode and everything, and everybody else is over it. They're like, why? And he talking about we a team. Jane said, no, not really. And he like, yes, we are really. He said we all came together under one accord. It's basically to find the chief. And so now, man, Cyborg been treating Rita down bad and all that stuff. He basically done brushed her off and said she ain't contributing shit to the team. So you just here, you in shadow, you getting afterways or whatever. And so she feels some kind of way that she's not being included. But you ain't doing nothing for the team, baby girl. So we see Kipling bust up in the house. He said, Carl, where you at, you fucking cunt? Where my penny? You gotta be boom, 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 boom. And he comes in. He makes an entrance as only he can. And he goes and talks to all of them. Brandon Fraser in all his pure glory. And said, who the hell is that? Is that somebody uncle? Who is that? Who that is? And so we go to I'm about to say Cyborg, Robot Man and Jane. Now Robot Man, he's having flashbacks of him and his daughter. his little girl. And like, going back and forth, and like he wakes up from a dream. Cause he look like the baby, like homegirl's little baby picks her up, but he look at the mirror, it's him. It's how he is now, robot form. So he wakes up like it's like a dream within a dream within a dream. And then he wakes up and we see the baby girl, not Jane now, his daughter. She like about 5 or 6 or something like that. And so she like, Daddy, can I take a nap with you? And he said, all right. He said, okay. And so he lays on her chest and they go to sleep. Present time reality. Robot Man is in his room. Next thing you know, there go Jane. Jane is laying on his chest sleep, but she in baby Jane, she in baby girl fashion, and so she wakes up. Here come Hammerhead. We all know Hammerhead. Hammerhead got that sky right there, and so she spazzes. And Rubber Man like, what's going on? What's going on? Why you acting like that? And she like, don't fucking touch me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know how she does. She spazzes like ridiculously. And so there's that little rift between them two. So we gotta figure out how they're gonna get them two back on one accord. But let's talk about Kipling. Let's talk about this episode. When I tell you the weird shit, a singing unicorn with a railroad spike for a horn in his head. We got Janis Joplin's dental floss, one of the strongest threads in the occult world. Homeboy smoking Michelangelo's ashes, basically used to create a door to cut through reality, and then also to use for a cloaking spell when they get the boy. They find a way, they go get the boy. Through the door that the Kipling made. And Kipling thing is like this. He said, listen, the only way we gonna make sure that nothing don't pop off, we gonna have to kill this boy. But Sabo like, we love the kids over here. We love the kids. You ain't be able to kill no kid on my watch. So there's only another way they be able to do what they need to be done. It's basically find the door, the stigmata, which basically is a priest up in Spain. He got the stigmata markers on his hands, and basically them are doors. And them doors are open, and they are bringing forth assassins and stuff like that. So we got that going on. Jane and Robot Man, they finna go to Spain and go handle it. Larry got the job of looking after the boy. And Rita, she on her thing, Cyber done basically like gone about your business. And Larry, the negative spirit is trying to communicate with him. Negative spirit feels some kind of way. The negative spirit is trying to make him own up to his shit. Cause it keeps showing like it's a video of Larry's interviews with the chief. And the chief brings up about the wife, but he also brings up about the mechanic, his lover, and all that stuff like that. So the chief is trying to find a way to communicate with the spirit inside of him. Because the spirit doesn't have a voice. And we also know the spirit ain't, Larry ain't giving the spirit no time of day. You know what I'm saying? So, further along in the episode, it shows in the video that Chief had made this contraption, this machine that was basically able to use the energy that the being gives off. And what it does, excuse me, y'all. What it does is basically helps him through static, through I guess the electricity or whatever, have a voice, be able to speak. And so when the chief asks, the spirit, How do you sustain yourself, while you inside of, homeboy? And the spirit says it's torture. It says torture. So my thing is this: you could look at it and say he sustained himself by giving Larry hell, but I don't think that's what it is. I think is when he's saying this torture, gotta remember that spirit is up in him. That's like a jail cell. So I guess being that he is inside that body and him and Larry ain't on no one accord. They ain't cohabitating like Jane with her passengers. Cause Jane is basically the train. And all them people is her passengers, and whatever stop they want to go, she's the vehicle to use to get where they going. So I'm guessing any kind of way, Larry gonna have to figure out a way to cohabitate with that spirit up in him. Cause they both in some living hell. They both in some form of type of jail. If you want to be honest. So yeah, you got that going on, y'all. Okay, so Jane and Cyborg, they go. Why I keep saying Cyborg? Lord, let me just say Cliff. Jane and Cliff heads out to Spain, and they go and find the darn excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Go finds the priest, and they go to this church. Jane feels some kind of way. Jane, where it's basically Hammerhead mostly this episode, except for when they make it to their other destination. But, she's giving Cliff hell. Cliff trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Why is you treating me like a redhead stepchild? And, she basically said that he's a monster. You built up with all that toxic masculinity. And I ain't gonna lie, when she said that, I rolled my eyes. I like, really, bitch? I said, this is what we doing? What toxic masculinity? I like, what is you talking about? That's exactly what I like. I like, girl, you got room to talk. And I was like, Cliff. Cliff said, I know you fucking lying. You got a name called Hammerhead, bitch. And I was like, listen, don't pull this giant. Don't do it, bitch. Don't do it. But I'm thinking, when you look at Cliff, yeah, he a robot and all that stuff, but he presents himself like a gentle giant. So I guess that's what she thought of him as. But as we all know, everybody got their breaking point. And we all know Cliff is still dealing with the fact that, he's not human anymore. He's locked up in his body. Nigga can't eat, shit, piss, fart, or whatever, burp. Can't get drunk. And then there's that whole culture shock of that. And then dealing with the fact that his wife is gone. His daughter's out there in the world thinking her daddy is dead. And all of that. So maybe when all that was just piling up on him and stuff, he tried to make do with what he got. So he just snapped. Hell, sometimes you gotta let loose some steam, bitch. Sometimes you gotta get duck if you buck. And that's what he did. It's therapeutic. It's cathartic and all. And I think with Jane seeing the carnage and seeing him all bloody and everything, she didn't see him as the gentle giant. She also see there's the other side to him that can cause great damage. And you have to put that with, and then what Jane, her personal story, her personal history. That girl been through some shit, bitch. You get me? So you see that coming out of her when She's at the church. She's at the church, and first thing she said, how many lives you think got destroyed up in here? And if you read her history, you know about her history, she got raped by a priest. And also her daddy, her bitch ass fucking daddy. Listen, that nigga still living. Cause I want Cliff, the motherfucker, tear that son bitch apart. I'm not for sure. But, you know, that's going on. So, when they find the priest, you know, the priest got them openers in his hand. Hammerhead goes off. She getting ready to kill the motherfucker. Talking about, you know, you basically destroyed all them people that trusted you, blah, 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 blah. Her, Cliff going back and forth. His portals on the priest's hands open up, and next thing you know, it transport Cliff. I'm sorry, y'all playing the episode in the background. It transports Cliff and Jane to Nurheim. Listen, when they make it to Nurheim and Cliff wakes up. Cliff wakes up and says, "Oh shit!" I'm like, bruh, don't do me like this, bruh. Cause I laugh all the time. Now that they're in Nurheim, we meet a new personality, Penny Farthing. She's British and she stutters. And Cliff like, which one is you? And Cliff is over it. Cliff is over every damn thing that's happening. He said that fucknut magician gave us one goddamn job. What? And we done fucked up the church's money. So we see these robes men. They show up. I mean, they got the red robes. I don't know what's going on in the facial area, but them must look janky. One of them gets behind Cliff, ties his ass, and then Cliff's last words before he logs off is Nurheim sucks. So they make it to the castle. Now Nurheim is all one color. It's blue on the outside. All that white stuff look like snow, but Penny said that ain't snow. So what the hell is that? Is that cocaine? Is it dandruff from a giant? I'm just saying, cause this is Doom Patrol. We don't know what the hell going on. It could be some wild, crazy stuff like that. So they meet the priestess, which is basically Elliot, the unwritten book, right? His parents. They done ascended. They sitting on thrones. I ain't gonna lie. Sister girl, the mama, that whole get up outfit and them nails and that whole aesthetic is everything, bitch. I liked it. That looked good on her. And so, you know, she basically don't see that as her son. She's like, she was just a librarian that took care of a book. And so, here's their whole judge. Once the book is fully written, you read from the book, and it brings forth the creator. Not creator, the creator. He unmakes everything. Basically destroy everything, destroy the world. That's her thing. So basically, homegirl, she checks Cliff and all that, right? And basically she says everything's all about perception. She flips the script on them both. Have him looking like himself before the crash. Then goes and he look at Jane. Jane is looking at a piece of broken glass, and each glass got her personality on it. Each single personality on each piece of glass. And then see again and basically sees Jane as his daughter. And he like, hold up, you trying to say I see Jane as my daughter? I like, you are a father figure to her, bro. You do gravitate to her as like that. Y'all just gravitate toward each other like that, you know? And so she said, but really, only thing you just a brain in a container, and it basically shows the brain on the ground, and we see Jane. She's back to when she was a little girl, and all that. So we go back to the palace. I mean, to the palace, to the manor, Doom Manor. Kipling, like, everything about to go to shit. He really don't have no faith that they gonna come and do what needs to be done. So him and Cyborg, they both know Chief, but they know two sides of Chief. Cyborg knows the uncle side. He known him ever since he was 6 years old. Basically, probably helped raise them with him and him and the parents and shit. So he only knows of the good man. The good man who's the scientist, the good man that be taking these folks in the strays and fixing them up, doing what it is. Whoa, 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 whoa. Kipling knows of Chief, of the man that got to make them decisions. Them tough decisions that if it were made by anybody lesser, they'd have been them motherfucking snuff themselves. He knows of that man. So each of them know of a different side of the coin, which is Chief. Cause Cyborg's like, the Chief I know would never kill a kid. Let that be the only option. Cause it's more motherfucking choices. Kipling like, I know the man that knows there's no other choice, and he has to make that decision, and he makes that decision. So there's that. So we get to see Larry. He with Elliot, Paul Elliot. Elliot, he turned 18 and his life done went to fucking hell. He saw his mama kill his daddy right in front of him. Come to find out, he is the key to end the world. And his mom ain't who she thought it was. He said they were their best friends and all that stuff. I bet they homeschooled his ass too. So he got shit going on with him. This is he spazzing. He got every right. And so with Larry tried to talk to him and said, listen, you gotta look at the bright side. You can't let all this sadness and anger and everything fuck with you and all that stuff. You gotta give yourself a chance. And and the thing about it is Larry saying that shit, and I'm like, Larry, you might need to check your own advice, my nigga. I'm like, bro, how you gonna give somebody advice when you ain't got your shit together, bro? Bro, your demons is literally inside of you, and they are fucking with you for you to take notice and deal with the problem that you got. So Elliot talking about he want to kill himself. He over. I might well just kill myself and everything. At least I know the world ain't gonna end and shit. Boom, 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 boom. So the spirit comes out of Larry, and the spirit opens up the door and says, "Okay, go do what you gotta do. I need to talk to this brother right here. I need to fix him. Okay, all right, bye. You might want to jump off from the highest point on the mansion. Just letting you know." So the spirit goes back up in Larry, and Larry wakes up and sees that's that video. Now, mind you, everywhere what's going on, where he going downstairs, is a video of him talking, of the Chief talking to Larry, trying to talk to Larry, and then we see. Then Larry sees the scene, like what I said earlier about, the whole device and yada 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 boom boom. So Rita, she in her feelings. She got her stuff. She ready to get the hell on. but she sees Elliot sitting outside. And she drops everything and runs to him and talk him off the ledge, which is good. So shit start to shake. The assassins done found where she at. Where they at, right? Listen, y'all, these assassins, the ones who made a dead skin and letters that ain't never been sent, who thinks of this stuff? This is everything, y'all. This is everything. I love them. We got them nuns, the razor nuns. I love them. Just quirky, weird shit, and it's marvelous. And so they tell Cyborg tells Rita, go take the kid downstairs and everything, do what you need to do, right? And so Cyborg looks at Larry and said, you ready to do what you need to do? You think you got your shit in order? And Larry said he loves a good fight. Now I said, all right, okay, let's see what's good. Let's see what's good. So peep game, right? Motherfuckers be talking about Cyborg, his whole, his enhancements and stuff like that. And I'm like, listen, y'all, listen. We ain't gonna get DC movie type of shit. You hear me? Cause if they trying to give us DC movie type of shit, ain't no telling how much this membership gonna be a month. And listen, $7.99 is a good price for me. You get me? But I love his Sonic cannon. The way they did, when that thing popped out, that was nice. And Cyborg said, boom, science. My boy Kipling, I'm all for the magic. Which is New Unite, bitch. And so he does a little incantation and pulls out a flaming sword out his back, and he said magic. And you got to think about it, y'all. Listen, magic and science is the same coin. And all that stuff. Alchemy and all that stuff. Back in the day. Way back in the day. Medieval times and all that stuff like that. Things, potions, and all kind of stuff they did back then. When motherfuckers thought they were warlocks and witches and all that stuff. Nowadays, it's science. So both of them is like two sides of the same coin. And they go wreck shop. Homeboy shooting them. And my boy Kipling is slicing them. Like slicing them. And when they explode or die, they ain't nothing but letters. And so Larry, he in the hall and he basically talking to himself like, will you please come on? They coming. And the spirit takes his time, but he does come out and eviscerate all them dead letter men. Oh, excuse me, y'all, because the whole hallway is filled with letters. And so Kipling pull a janky move because Cyborg's cannon had lost power. And so the hood men that showed up, the hood men from Nurheim. So they come. Kipling sees, listen, everything going to shit. He said, I'm going to have to do what I need to do. And basically tosses Cyborg to the Red Hoods. And the Red Hood shocks the shit out of Cyborg. And so Kipling hauls downstairs. Kipling is getting ready to kill Elliot. And our girl Rita shows out, bitch. She did the elastic arm. She said, no the hell you ain't. Did the elastic arm on him. And I was like, yes, Rita. She did it. I said, yes, girl, come through. That's how you do it. But shit goes to hell. The shit goes to hell. The razor blade nuns, they come through the wall and everything with them razor blades and they snatch Elliot. They gone with Elliot. Cyborg, he was able to get them men off of him. He did a sonic grenade or whatever just to contain to this room and blew them away and all that. And next thing you know, goddamn nuns, they got homeboy out front of the manor reading him, and out of the sky, boop, a blue eye. I said, well, ain't that about a bitch? And I was like, ooh. Now how the hell y'all gonna get out of this? Yep. So that's a filler episode, I'm guessing. We need more of these filler episodes. These are nice if you want to call them filler episodes. Listen, y'all, 4 for 4. Doom Patrol, what is y'all doing? Every episode perfect. 10-10. Listen, bruh. Titans, y'all better be paying attention. That's all I'm saying. Cause second season, y'all gonna have to come with it. Cause Doom Patrol out the park showing their ass. And you also know that we getting Swamp Thing. So I know, listen, I'm be so ready for Swamp Thing. And if this is how the show's gonna go, Titans, good. Doom Patrol, better. Swamp Thing, best. That's what I'm thinking is gonna steadily go up. Swamp Thing gonna knock us on our asses then. I'm ready. Listen, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments down below what you thought about the episode. And what are your thoughts about Kipling? I like Kipling. You know, he's the Poe. I guess what you call the Poe man, Constantine. It's all good. It's all good. We good. I love me some Mark Sheppard, so I'm happy. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. Bye.